everyone. How are you doing today? I am Makeda Valletta, and I'm live on my IG page, Makeda Valletta Travels. I'm reporting live from Dakar, Senegal, and I just wanted to do a quick video before I take a nap because I'm tired as shit, okay? But I'm so excited to be in Senegal. I've heard nothing but great things about this place, and way back when I was in college, I discovered Senegalese African salsa, and so I know there's a huge salsa scene here, huge African salsa scene, so I look forward to exploring it. But I'm just going to show you where I'm staying and tell you my first impressions, okay? So this place is a very nice place, so let me flip it around. So this was the entrance. Downstairs is like there's an armed guard and stuff, but it's very nice and modern in here. And so yeah, so this is the little living room area. Very nice modern modern Afrocentric kind of setup, right? Bedroom. Got the bathroom, right? And then out here on this balcony, and I'm gonna sit out on this hot balcony. I want to sit on the balcony and talk, but they're doing construction, so let's see. Let's go out here. Woo. And they're doing construction downstairs. Okay. But yeah. Let me go back inside. It's amazing. A big change from Ecuador, which, no offense to anybody, but was like the land of the little people, and nobody was attractive at all. No offense, okay? I'm just saying. That was my experience in Ecuador. But in Senegal, okay, it's my first time ever going someplace where we're just seeing all black people, okay? Like literally all black people. When I say black, I mean black, okay? Beautiful, tall, black people. And honestly, I may lose my mind because these black men here are fine, okay? It's just like fine black men everywhere. Just like, whoa, like so much eye candy. You know, men always talk about, you know, going to Brazil and going to DR, even though I've never been to Dominican Republic, but I grew up in Little Dominican Republic in New York, Washington Heights. But so Dominican men and women are attractive, right? So I used to be against going to DR. I'll talk about that in another video, but I'm probably gonna go there soon. But because I'm like, I want to go someplace with attractive men. Like, there's a lot of countries. Yes, I love black men too. There's a lot of countries with attractive women, but not as many men. But yes, here in Senegal, I mean, I'm from Harlem, Washington Heights, right? There's a lot of Senegalese people in Harlem, and I just love looking at them. Love looking at them. Sorry. The men and the women are beautiful, but the men, oh my God. Just to be in a place with all these tall, well-built, handsome, nice, dark-skinned black men, it's like, oh my God. Like, the things going on in my head, I'm like, I could run amok in this place, right? But, yeah, it's cool because I took a direct flight on Delta Airlines from JFK that left it was supposed to leave at 7:45 last night. We left at like 9:23. It's almost like a little bit less than an 8-hour flight, direct from JFK in New York to Dakar, okay? So I'm tired right now, but the flight was cool. When I got here, like, you're supposed to have, you don't need a vaccine because I didn't take that, so I look for countries where you don't need a vaccine. So you don't need a vaccine, but you need a negative COVID test, and I had the wrong test. Whatever the test that they required wasn't the right test I had, but they let me in the country anyway, thankfully. That would have been horrible if they didn't. And going through customs was easy. Getting my checked bag was like, reminded me of Haiti, okay? Maybe not as chaotic as Haiti. And when I went to Haiti in 2010, right? So it could be different now. But it reminded me of Haiti because like it was just like bags everywhere. Like you just got to find your bags with a muck of people. Everybody had like one of those carts. Like everybody had one of those the carts where you put your bags on, and everybody's running everybody over with these carts, and there's like nowhere to be, and like you can't even see. There's a mob of people. There's bags. Somehow I measled my way into it and just happened to look down and my bag was right there. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Because it's like, to me, it's easy for someone to take your bag like that. Even though I don't feel that energy from here in Senegal. And my dad has a friend here who, looked out for me. He got a driver to come pick me up from the airport. So I didn't have to worry about that. But apparently it's easy to get drivers at the airport. But as soon as I came out of the airport was very little and chill. As soon as I was coming out, there was a guy who was asking me, I told him I had a driver, so he was like, oh, you want me to call him for you? And, trying to be helpful. And he was helpful because I didn't know where my driver was. He was supposed to be there holding up a sign, but I didn't see him. So the man was helpful. But of course, like a lot of countries, they try to hustle you, so they're trying to ask me for $20. I'm like, I'm not giving you $20. I gave them $5, but I'm like, I'm not giving you $20. Like, that's the thing that annoys me, and people think that like, oh, you're a visitor, you're a tourist, you're American, like you're rich. I'm not giving you $20 because you called the driver, which I didn't even need you to do because I could have figured it out, right? But still, they were very nice, right? And the ride, I wanted to look the whole time I was in the car. I wanted to look at everything and take everything in, but I was so tired. Okay, I was tired where it was like, you pass out, you don't even realize you passed out, mouth open, like all leaning out the chair. But what I did see, of course I saw lots of black women with, the heavy things in their head, which I definitely saw in Haiti. Okay, I've never been on the African continent. It's my first time. And I use credit card points to come here, okay? So I've done videos before about traveling for free with credit cards. I talked about my teacher, Owen Benny. He's the one that I learned this from, how to efficiently transfer credit card points to travel for free. So I'm definitely going to come back here with my dad. I'm going to go to South Africa, but I'm going to use credit card points, right? So if I can remember correctly, I think I might have been like 40,000. It wasn't even that much. I have to go check for sure, but it might have been like 40,000. I'll write below. I'll go look it up and I'll write the exact amount below. But I transferred Citibank. I had the Citibank Premier card. Transferred like 50,000 points, whatever, from my Citibank account into Air France, right? And so round trip, it was like 40,000, 45,000, something like that. Points. Or 50, I don't remember. It was a small amount. I'm going to look up the exact number. But I know that my sign-up bonus from the Citibank City Premier card was 80,000 points. So, less than I didn't even use the whole sign-up bonus, and I booked this trip. And direct flight on Delta from New York to JFK. I booked it through Air France, but it's on JFK, right? This place that I'm staying at, I'll be here for 10 days. I think it was like $900 for 10 days. You have to pay for electricity separately, which I've never had that experience before. So at the end, they're going to tell me how much I owe for electricity. And my host was very interesting because the one thing I like about Airbnb is that you have somebody in constant contact with who you can ask questions about the local area. You can ask them questions about what to expect, and they're always there, to answer questions. So I like Airbnbs. I'm not really a hotel person. So my host, her husband met me, and yes, Tiana, yes, you do have to learn it. I have some Instagram videos where I talk about it. I have a video where I talked about how I booked a trip to Senegal and back, but that video that I made initially when I booked the trip, I thought I had to go through Europe. So I was looking at Paris, and I like Paris. I've been there once. I want to go back there again. And you can get a flight to Paris with credit card points, 11,000 points, probably even from Detroit, right? So very cheaply. And that if you pay for that flight, it'd be $500-$600, right? My trip to Senegal, if I paid for it, it'd been like $2,000, okay? So all I used the credit card points. You had to pay the taxes, and taxes is very minimal. So yeah, I did a video where I talked about that. But when I did that video, when I initially booked the trip in June, I was going to go to Paris, stay in Paris a couple of days, and then come to Senegal because I didn't realize that there was a direct flight. Something told me look it up. There's direct flights from New York to Dakar. There's also direct flights from New York to somewhere in South Africa. My mom went to South Africa some years ago. Yes, you have to learn it. And even when I book my, and I'll send you some of the videos, I'll post them. But even when I booked my Airbnb, I used my American Express Rose Gold card. Because with that card, you get 4 times points in the supermarket, right? So you get 4 times, I'll show you. You get 4 times points in the supermarket. This here, American Express Rose Gold or Gold. So I bought gift cards, right? So I knew that this was going to be $900. And the thing with Airbnb too, when you book stuff that's really expensive like that, that's like a huge cost. A lot of times Airbnb gives you the option to pay in increments, right? So I didn't have to pay the whole $900 up front. I paid like a portion of it, maybe like half of it, and then had like a month or two to pay the rest of it, right? So what I did was I went to the supermarket and bought gift cards for Airbnb. So that whole amount, that $900 that I spent on it, because I went to the supermarket where I get 4 times points, I got 4 times points on that $900. So that is 3,600 points that I got, okay, that I earned when I booked the Airbnb. So when you look at my videos, you understand this points thing, but basically you want to accumulate, you want to be efficient. You want to have the cards, the right cards for your lifestyle. Most people, that's going to be the City Premier because that card gives you 3 times points on every dollar you spend on food in the grocery store or in the supermarket. Or in a restaurant or food delivery, and 3 times points on gas. So anybody who drives a gas vehicle should have this card. I don't, but anybody who drives a gas vehicle, because every time you get gas, you get 3 times points. And then if you have a family, everybody eats. Everybody spends most of their money on food. But people that have families where you're feeding your kids and you're spending a lot of money on food, you can get so many points that way, right? And then you can get more points by, like, if you have to buy, like, an Airbnb or you got certain things, you can go get a gift card and get, because anything else you put in that card that's not gas, food, or travel, you also get 3 times points when you book any type of travel. But everything else you put in the card, you get 1 time point. Now, the American Express Rose Gold that I showed you, you get 4 times points on any dollar you spend on food, grocery store, food delivery, restaurants, and 3 times points on any travel booked. Now, if you want to learn about it, for sure, get on Clubhouse. Because I want you to come in and listen to the person that has taught me, because you want to be sure that you're applying for the right things at the right time. I can even answer some questions. I know some basic stuff, so you can inbox me if you have questions. But it has definitely changed my life because I got my mom. My mom has an American Express Gold, so me and her are going to go to Mexico City in the fall. My dad had told me, because when I was a little girl, my dad went to Paris when I was a little girl. And I remember he loved Paris. So when I grew up, when I went to Paris like in 2019, and then my main reason for wanting to go to Paris was how much my dad talked about it. I went to Paris once. I absolutely love Paris. I want to go back. It reminds me of New York a lot. So I said to my dad, my dad's 80 years old. My mom is 73. I'm like, Dad, would you want to go back to Paris? He's like, no, because, the memories that I had there, the people I was with, it was so great. It would just be weird to me now. He was like, I'd rather go to Mexico City. I'm like, okay. But then just now, when I came here, as much as my dad has been a professor and Pan-Africanist, he's never been on the continent, right? My mom has, but she went to South Africa for work a few years ago. But my dad is there, and the person who greeted me here, who's making sure I'm good, he's a Senegalese man that he was a professor in the U.S. at one point in Minnesota. But he always says my dad is his teacher, right? So he highly regards my father. And he's very much into Afro-American history and all that stuff. So he looked out for me and is making sure I'm good, right? So my dad sent me a message like, you're the first one in our bloodline to actually come, here. And that my dad's like, it baffles his mind that as much studies that he's done, that he's never been here. But I can say in his defense, like, when he was raising us, he really was raising us. Like, he didn't really travel that much. He was in the house every day. He might have gone to Europe a few times to give speeches, but he was really at home. So it would be my pleasure to bring my dad here, and I can use credit card points to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to pay for it. So it just makes traveling even easier, right? But I'm just telling you, I'm so excited to be here because I love to dance. Like I just told you, like, there's only a few places on earth that I've been that stimulate me when it comes to dancing. I love to dance, black dance. Not no corny shit, okay? But good shit, right? And so New Orleans has always been one of my favorite places. New York, but New York has changed. I don't really know what's up in New York anymore, but it used to be New York, New Orleans, and Cuba. So lately I've been wanting to go back to Cuba just because I'm like, I just want to go to Cuba for a weekend just to dance. Because if you love to dance, if you love black dance, black music, Cuba's the spot. But Senegal has had an African salsa. They have a huge salsa scene, and I love salsa music. And when I was in college, there was this group called Africando, right? Africando, they're a salsa group. And my Colombian best friend, she's the one that pointed out to me that this group was singing in Wolof, okay? They were not singing in Spanish. And it's like, but if you're not paying attention, it sounds like Cuban music, okay? And so I became aware back then in college that there was a huge salsa scene in Senegal. And I've been wanting to check that out. So to be here and to, like, I was asking my host about, he gave me like a list of 10 clubs. They all look turned. Everybody I know that's been to Dakar has said that they love it. You know what I'm saying? My one challenge might be that it's hot as hell outside. And this is a Muslim country, so they do wear a lot of clothes. But there are a lot of people. I mean, I feel like every hot country I go to, people wear a lot of clothes. Like, I want to go outside with this and some little shorts. And I feel like I'm going to stand out because that's not how people are dressing. But maybe when I go to some of the clubby areas, maybe that'll be different. But my observation is like the energy here is good, okay? People told me that, Senegal is very safe. I feel very comfortable, very safe. Like to be someplace where all I see is black people, like 100%, like Cuba is very black. Cuba is very, very black. That's one of the blacker places I've been. Cartagena is too. But Cartagena is Cartagena de Indias, right? So Cartagena is a mixture of African and indigenous people. And the indigenous people of South America are not light-skinned people. They're very brown, right? But in Cartagena, you see a lot of people my complexion. You see dark, but you see also a lot of like morena, right? Here, everybody is dark-skinned, okay? Like, there's not even anybody my complexion. Like, they're dark. Everybody is dark. And they're beautiful. And these men, my gosh, like, I just love them. I'm like, oh my God, oh my goodness. So anyhow, yeah, that's that. I saw horses, and it's funny because I always associate horses with like Spanish-speaking countries or something, but no, horses. Most people here do, well, I don't know if most people speak English, but most people I've encountered speak English enough to, because I don't speak French. French is not my language. I could do Spanish, but when I read French, sometimes I can understand it because I studied Latin. And I studied Latin in junior high school. And, that root word thing is very similar amongst Spanish and all the different. So when I look at it, sometimes I understand certain things, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I do not speak French. It's just good vibes, So, yeah, definitely. Anybody who's interested in learning how to fly for free, hit me up. Let me know. I'll put you on to my teacher, and he does clubhouse rooms that I highly recommend. He has a course that I also took, in the course that really teaches you how to do it. But yep, so if I hadn't used those credit card points, I don't know when I ever would have come to Africa because it's expensive as fuck, right? Like flying to the Caribbean and Central America, Mexico, even Colombia from the States is not that expensive. But going to Africa, no. It's expensive, right? So, I think that's all I wanted to say about it. I'm happy to be here, and I'll report something when I have something to report. I'm going to take a nap. Oh, also there's an app to order cabs. It's like Uber, but it's called Yango. Okay, Yango. And then there's another app to order food. I forget what that's called, but I'll write it below. because my host was like, "Oh, if you're hungry, you can call the restaurant, order food." And I'm like, "I don't speak French though. Like, sometimes people speak English, but I can't. Talking on the phone could be hard because I don't speak French." So I'm gonna take a nap because I'm tired as hell. But yeah, Senegal. If you've been to Senegal, let me know. If you haven't been to Senegal and you want to be in the land of some beautiful black people, tall ones, because again, no offense, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I love tall people, okay? When I'm in the land of little people, I feel weird, okay? When everybody's this tall, I feel like I stand out so much. I like tall. And all these tall, beautiful, strong black men, I just want to climb them. Anyhow, I'm going to go. So thanks for listening. Have a good day, people. Bye.